So a lot of people think it's awesome that I do events in California as well as New York and the surrounding areas. It's not easy. A simple problem is getting stuff from one coast to the other safely, and it usually requires multiple cartons. It's amazing because even when I'm not doing Thor, I seem to end up with multiple cartons anyway. And so I'm going to just give you an idea here what's it all about. In here we have my Loki crown, which could easily crack. It has to be really well protected. And I've got my boots, which are heavy, and all this stuff. If I was going to check all this stuff in a large suitcase, even if they allow me one checked item for free, airlines are always losing stuff. They are notorious for losing stuff. And I've had so many friends who've ended up going to conventions without their stuff because they checked it and the airline lost it. And, you know, with UPS, I know they lose things. They've lost things from time to time on me, but I have a very reliable to and from on both coasts, so I'm not likely to lose my boxes. And honestly, at this point, there's nothing in here I really can afford easily to replace, because this stuff is, you know, it's costumes. It's not cheap. It's not just clothes I got from Walmart or something that I can just go and buy more. And no sooner did I think I was all pretty much packed and the rest of what I was bringing would go with me on my carry-on. Unfortunately, I forgot two items, a skirt and a robe, and they're bulky enough to throw the whole thing off, and we got to start over. It's really stressful, and I probably have to do the whole thing over again. But anyway, you know, I strongly recommend that you use UPS, or if you prefer FedEx or one of those carriers where you can at least track your items. When you're taking something valuable, you know, at least you know how it was packed. You can hope that it's going to get there in one piece, and then you're insured if it doesn't, you know. I know with the UPS boxes, a carton like this is, I think, automatically insured for $100, and then you can add whatever, which gets pricey. If I ship Thor across the country, it's a very expensive venture. It's roughly $120 round trip just for Thor to go back and forth, which is why I don't really foresee sending Thor out to California anytime soon. Even if I substituted a lightweight hammer that I had gotten from the man who made my 10-pound hammer, I don't think it would make such a significant difference, because the foam hammer still has to be in its own box and it's the same length and everything. So, you know, they charge for the size of the space as well as for the weight, as I understand it. So basically, you know, all this stuff is probably going to be, you know, more or less round trip another $100, you know. And this is just for the rent fare, and I'm not even bringing that much, honestly. It's ridiculous. I have some clothing that I'm gonna pack for just everyday use, but it's not as much as you would think. I can get it all into a couple of cartons, but you know, it's not cheap to do this. So people have asked me about this. They've said, you know, how do you get all this stuff across the country? And it's like, well, I ship it, you know. And I really don't recommend doing it any other way. I mean, I've heard like one case where a Loki had taken a flight and arrived at their destination with broken horns. And, you know, the package didn't get lost, but it was useless. And what are you supposed to do? Duct tape them? I mean, you know, this is just, I think, safer. And yeah, it costs a lot more. And as as you calculate all this stuff into the equation of travel, I have a feeling that I'm probably not going to be able to take as many trips as I'd like to this year. But yeah, I just wanted to give you an idea of what's involved, and just to let you guys know, who wanted to figure out how to do this. It is better, it is safer, so just go with it, but just be warned, it's not cheap.